This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BECU presents the KISW Financial Advisor. Here to talk money, please welcome Todd. I invented numbers, so I know how this stuff works. Peach.
That's right, man. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, BJ.
Todd, of course, lots of years experience in the financial services industry. And, man, he has been with us for many, many years, helping folks out for absolutely free, man. You can just call up right now at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And if Todd can help you out, he will. It is one of the great services that BECU offers, actually. If you're a member of BECU, you get that kind of information. But Todd's been just doling it out for free on our show because, well, he's a great guy and Financial knowledge is a good thing. It helps out all of us. And so I appreciate you doing this, for all these years, Todd. Thanks for helping out our listeners. And
the most important question for Todd has to come from me, though. Should I start saving now for my big purchase, which will be a Seattle Kraken jersey when they're released on September 15th?
Oh, good call.
You already have that. You already have that in the bank, right? You've already planned for that.
Yes,
You've known they've been coming for years,
Of course I
right?
do, Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about planning, so that's a given, Steve. You already have the money for that.
Now, do I go with a player jersey or do I go with my own personalized jersey? Like my own name, or do I go with a player?
Or are you planning on playing for the Kraken? So what's your plan?
That's a very good question. My answer is yes. Their answer is hell no.
Yeah.
That's a personal decision. I can't help you with that.
Yeah, sorry, Steve.
Maybe somebody else at BECU can help me with that. Let me know.
Maybe so. And don't forget, man, BECU is a great credit union. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington State, you can join BECU. And if you got a question for Todd, 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. Nathan in Snohomish, you are on the Rock.
BJ Shea!
Who cares? Hey, Nathan.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you, Nathan. What's your question for Todd?
Okay, my question is a kind of a two-parter. The first part is, I'm a WSECU member, which is a partner branch of BECU, so that's good for me, I believe. But I've got about $7 or $8 grand in bank debt alone, with various loans, credit card, and whatnot that I'd really like to get paid down quickly. I've also got some other bills and fines I'm paying off. My credit score took a hit with COVID and a little bit beforehand as well. And my goal is to get into a house. I'd like to buy a home. I'm 40 years old. I've got a young son, and the renting game is kind of getting old. And I'm throwing money away when I could be investing in something, I believe.
Yeah.
And with that, the second part is I'm running a community organization. I teach drums and host all that, but I'd like to turn it into a nonprofit. But I'd like to also stop putting all my personal money into it as well and invest in that. So once I get out of the hole financially and get into a home, I'd also like to expand and have my side business turn into a nonprofit. I don't know if that can be helped.
Wow. Boy. You know what? I'll tell you right now, Todd, I'm hearing a lot there. Man, I'm hearing a lot.
Yeah, let's start going on.
Let's just start with getting me out of debt.
Let's start with Todd giving you advice.
Let's start with getting you out of debt, Nathan. So it sounded like you're a BECU member. Did I hear that right?
WSECU. I'm a partnered.
Union. Perfect. Bank. Okay, that's great. You're a part of a credit union family. But I would start with a nonprofit counselor that'll help you. They'll help you put together a budget. They'll take a look at your credit. It really puts you on a plan and a path to get that $7,000 to $8,000 in debt that you have to pay off. And I would go to nfcc.org. That's nfcc.org. These are nonprofit accredited counselors. They're not here to just take your money and run. And they'll help you put together that budget. They'll help you come up with that plan. I think a lot of us, if we just start tracking our expenses for 30 to 60 days, we'll see a lot of areas where we can cut back on, whether it's Kraken jerseys or something else.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so I would start with nfcc.org, Nathan. They can sit down with you, spend a lot of time with you, come up with a plan and ongoing communication. Make sure you're on that glide path to get out of debt.
Yeah, Todd, listening to him, because he also says he's putting, and Nathan hung up, unfortunately, but he said he was putting his money towards this other side business, which he hopes to turn into a nonprofit. But that's the key, is that, you may be liking something in life, but man, if he put that money towards paying his bills off, before starting this other venture, I think that's the thing that a lot of folks don't know, is that a financial person can really help you just pretty much focus.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to put yourself the priority one. It's kind of like when you go on the airline, put your own mask on before helping others. You really have to have your financial house in place, healthy, and then you can go out and do some great things. But for right now, we really need to start on Nathan's house and getting that in place, and then we can talk about how it can help and create nonprofits and a lot of other great things.
And people, and Todd, if you're a BECU member, you really can go in and talk to somebody about stuff like this. Like they can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, actually, we have through the NFCC, we use a nonprofit called Green Path. They're an accredited agency, and so we can do that counseling with you, or certainly our consultants and our other folks are knowledgeable. But if you're looking to spend hours, we're going to send you to our partner at Green Path, which is one of those NFCC organizations we talked about.
We're talking to Todd Peach from BECU.org. And Todd, last time we talked to you, we were talking about this new long-term care act that's going to affect January of 2022. And a lot of folks who are really young go, I don't have to worry about long-term care right now. I'm not anywhere near my 60s or 70s. But this is a thing that actually is affecting young people right now because of how they're orchestrating this. Did you get any more info about it?
Yeah, I did. And so, unfortunately, BJ, we don't need to worry about, we talk on the show, like we talked about getting out of debt, we talk about saving for retirement, but the fact is that there is a chance at some point in our lives that we might need assisted living or skilled nursing or some sort of long-term care. And it's a big problem for consumers as they get older, because they think that health insurance covers it or Medicare covers it, and it doesn't. And the only way to really get that care if you don't have the money is to deplete all your assets and go on to Medicaid, which puts a strain on the system. So the state is trying to help resolve that, and they passed legislation, the Long-Term Care Trust Act, and which created the Washington Cares Fund. And so what that's going to do is effective January 1, if you're a W-2 employee, so if you get a W-2 from your employer, this doesn't impact if you're a contractor or an independent, but if you're a W-2 employee, you're going to start paying a little over 0.5%, so 50.58% of your income is going to be taxed at the state level. By the employer will be required to withhold that starting on January 1. Now there is no cap to that, so it doesn't matter. So if you make $100,000, that's $580. If you make $200,000, that's double that. So it's on income, on bonuses, on everything. So there is no ceiling to that. Now the caveat is that there is a one-time opt-out period here, that if you go and get the coverage on your own, get your own policy, and have that in place no later than November 1. But the state will have a window, an opt-out window from October 1 through 12/31, where you can submit for a waiver with that coverage. You then get that waiver, turn it over to your employer, and then they will not withhold that tax from your paycheck. So lots of moving parts here. It's kind of complicated. So what we've done is we have webinars. We actually have one tomorrow at 1:00. We have another one August 12th. These are free. We'll have several of our advisors on the phone answering questions. But because this window is so short, it's time to, if you want to look into this, you really need to do it now, because getting long-term care insurance is not something where you just open a bank account, sign up, it's done. There's a process you have to go through.
Yeah.
They're getting inundated with folks. And so the window is really right now, BJ, if you want to really look into this. And there's some people that it might make total sense just to continue on, pay this, I got the coverage, and others it may not. One of the downsides is you have to have paid in the system for 10 years to be eligible. Secondly,
whoa.
Yeah, so some of us may not be working for 10 years. The other thing is that if you leave the state, it doesn't follow you. So if you're going to be retiring to the Sun Belt somewhere, it's not going to follow you. So there's things we really want to look into here, and I know when you're really young and you may not really know what that future is, but now's a good time to have that conversation. So reach out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, Todd,
Yeah, so
I didn't realize it didn't follow you. That's kind of lame from Washington State to do that. How the hell is somebody in their 20s supposed to know where they're going to be in 45 years or so? That is so lame.
Yeah. So, so I would recommend that, you can attend one of our seminars. We don't sell long-term care insurance or any of that. This is just purely educational to help folks, or talk to an advisor, somebody that can walk you through this to see, what's in your best interest. Is it just sticking with the program? That's great. Or other, maybe you want to look into purchasing a policy on your own. There are hybrid policies out there that have a combination of life insurance and long-term care that may be a better option for you. But again, it's a case-by-case decision.
Awesome. Well, we've run out of time, but if you didn't get through to Todd, you can always email him. Just go to KISW.com, scroll down, you'll see the banner with Todd's smiling face, and you click on that, and any question that Todd can answer for you, he will try. And don't forget, man, BECU is a great credit union. If you live, work, or attend school here in Washington State, boom, you get to join BECU. Todd, good talking to you, buddy.
You too, BJ. Thanks so much.
There is a great online chat about the petty reasons why you have ever...
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Rejected someone, and they include pillowcases, knives, and vegetables. Yeah, I'll tell you all about this at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. 99.9
KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Someone went online and said, okay, folks, here's what I want to know. I want to know the pettiest reason you've ever rejected someone.
Ooh.
And there were some good highlights, and boy, I even have one myself today that I might have to share.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of rejecting somebody right and in this moment, right before I went on the air.
You rejected someone.
I might have to kick somebody to the internet curb.
Oh,
yeah. And it's petty. It's petty as all hell. But and I don't know if you guys have one here, but I'll tell you this one on the list. One person said they rejected somebody because they had the same name as their mom, so they were just like, "You're out."
That doesn't seem petty.
I can understand that one.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if it's just like someone that you don't really foresee a future with. You know what I mean? If it's just like hey, one and done or whatever it may be, like. I don't know if I could be like yelling Roseanne in the throes of passion.
I would give her a nickname or something else. I mean, if I felt like there was any, if I felt like there was something, I'm going to find something else to call her, but I'm not going to kick her out because she's got the same name as my mom.
Your new nickname is Not My Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, not my mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roseanne.
I call her
not that one.
Yeah. I'd call her Rose. I'd call her Ann, Rosie, something, but I would not call her the full mom name.
Other Roseanne.
Danny, isn't your girlfriend and your mom, don't they have the same name?
Yep.
And it's spelled the same?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why, huh?
Like, well.
Yeah, but in the throes of passion, Linda with an I
You're
or
like,
Y.
ooh, Linda with a Y.
But I will say this.
Yeah, Linda with a Y.
I don't ever hear. I don't ever hear Danny call her by her name. He always say. I think he shortens it.
Yeah, I call her Lynn.
Yeah.
And that's not for any specific reason other than that's just kind of, I mean, I guess it could be, but
it's subconscious, Danny.
That's what she's always called herself. It's just Lynn. So I was just like, yeah, Lynn. But yeah, it's a little awkward.
Yeah.
Didn't turn it down though. So hooray!
Yes, I call my wife Sid because I don't like Sidney Crosby from the Pittsburgh Penguins. So it'd be weird to be calling her Sidney.
That makes sense.
Yep, totally.
Is that really?
She just
is that really the true story?
And I actually do like Sidney Crosby. It's everything I said was a complete farce.
It was really a
liar. I know.
Here we are on the spiritual day of the draft.
Yes,
and you can't be sinning like that, sir.
I know. I take it back.
Yeah. Here's another person that said they rejected somebody because she has the same because he held his knife like a pen.
I think a pen. I'm trying.
That's so you know how you hold a pen to write. That's how he held his knife to cut
food.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like where his thumb is facing down.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's a weird sort of like imagine he somehow could cut his food that way.
I think that's more impressive, actually, because I was expecting, like, if you're going to be petty and not date someone by how they use their utensils, I'm picturing the caveman grab, where it's just like stab with the firm grip around the whole thing. Like, I don't know.
Wait, that's a bad thing?
It just looks very, unless you're at home, if you're at a restaurant, it looks very caveman-y.
It depends on the steak.
Wow.
If you're eating a tomahawk steak, you can just,
I didn't think people paid attention to sort of how folks did their utensils anymore. I didn't even know that was still a thing.
My ex-wife really judged people on how they held their pens.
Oh, see, I was confused this whole time.
Wow.
I thought it was you held the knife, the pen like a knife. I'm like, how do you write like that? But it's he held
no,
knife
it's the other way around.
That my brain wasn't fully connecting this, and like I'm trying to figure out how you could even write like that because it just seems ridiculous.
Now I know. I was looking at you. I go, I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to let him continue to work this out. There must be some sort of mnemonic device over there, whatever he's doing.
The wires got crossed when I went from my ear to my brain.
Well, I've been there.
But either way is weird. I got to say, though. That's
both ways are weird.
Now, this one here I can understand.
So I feel like you got to make that sound when you're cutting things like that.
Okay, sounds like a turtle having a good time.
Wow.
Not wrong.
Yeah. So this guy here, well, that's a different turtle having a good time. Where's the one that's really meh?
I got a lot of clips to go through.
How about the fact that you have... There he is. That's the guy.
That's Turtle Sex 2 in my box.
That's what it is. Yeah, I love the fact that it took you that long to find it because for some reason you have so much turtle sex drop. So many of them.
Well,
how about this guy didn't use pillowcases and she was like, he's out. And he owned them.
Weird.
So wait, he
just never
slept
put
on
them
pillows without pillowcases?
But you really need to because there's the sweat. The sweat really gets in there and it's not cool.
Is that a deal breaker or is that a, hey, do you mind? I'll just put them on there for you.
I think it gets to a certain age. Like when you're in your late teens, early 20s, especially college years, you don't really care. You'll hook up with a dude or date a dude that has a mattress on the floor. But as you get older, you start kind of wanting a guy to kind of have an air of maturity, which sometimes comes in the form of pillowcases and headboards. Like, I don't know. Like,
wow.
when I see somebody like that has a mattress on the floor still and they didn't just move in, that's just how it's been. I kind of judge them. I make fun of my brother. He has a twin bed still. For design, I'm like, dude, you're an adult. Why do you have a twin bed?
That's a good point.
Doesn't need anything more than that.
I know, but you're gonna bring a lady over. It's like, hey, we're gonna spoon on my twin bed.
Yeah, twin beds are tough to do stuff on.
You can do.
They're the worst to do stuff on, Steve.
I've tried.
You gotta have,
It's difficult.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, my wife was taking care of somebody, and they only had her a twin bed she could stay in, and so I secretly stayed overnight with her, and I was like, this is a beating. This twin bed's not cool.
Well, yeah, you don't want to make a long-term situation where you're sleeping on a twin bed together. But if he's just sleeping there by himself, maybe he doesn't have any aspirations for people to share the bed with him. We don't know.
He needs aspirations.
He needs
aspirations. Have you ever met a young person that doesn't have a young man that doesn't have aspirations to have somebody with him? Really?
Well, have somebody with them, but then at the end of the night, they go home.
Oh, so you
can't sleep here.
Ooh, good call.
So the twin bed is really basically okay, time to leave device.
Yeah. It could be a baller play.
That's like taken out of Barney Stinson's playbook,
right?
There. Yeah,
like we could have sex on this, but we can't spoon and sleep together on this.
I will say though, if you walk in like you're about to get it on with a dude and you see a twin bed, you're not getting turned on. It's just not going to really.
Well, if I walk in about to get it on with a dude, I have some explaining to do to my wife.
Yes,
and just in general, I was like, I did not realize this was going to happen.
That is fair.
The twin thing is not going to be the issue. The twin.
That's a good point. Well, the thing that got me today is that I would kick this person to the curb. Somebody went online and called themselves a plant mommy. One of my friends. I'm now a plant mommy.
Oh, yeah.
And
my girlfriend does that all the time.
Plant parents, no.
Wait,
no.
So we have fur babies and now plant mommies?
Yeah. I can't. This is not going to happen.
I've heard plant parents before.
No, there's no such thing as a plant parent.
Daddy.
They're alive, aren't they?
How many plants have you killed, BJ?
You could call CPS on all the plants that he's killed.
First of all, my plants are healthy in the house. Second of all, you're not a parent if you didn't give birth to the damn thing. Sorry, whether it be animals or whether it be plants, it's the dumbest thing to hear.
What about people who are adopted? They didn't give birth to that person.
BJ.
Well, all right. If it's a human, how about that? If it's another human,
now we got shades of gray. See, that's the thing with life. Everything's black and white until it affects you. Then there's shades of gray.
Yeah.
No, it should be shades of gray all the time.
No,
you know, Steve, I'm looking in your eye. You know this is stupid, too.
I have a son. His name's Cactus.
Yeah.
And man, he's tougher than anyone.
Why?
Sometimes it's a little rhymes with Rick, though, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's the whole, so dogs and cats are the new babies because people aren't like really having babies anymore.
And so now plants are the new dogs and cats?
Exactly.
Okay.
What do you mean people aren't really having babies anymore? What are you talking about?
There's a lot of people that are feeling
BJ.
more comfortable. Millennials don't want to have kids or can't afford to have kids. So they're looking for something else to kind of fill their time with. And that's what they're doing.
No.
They're doing it as a way to tell old people, like, oh, when are you going to have babies? Like, I'm good. I have my plants. It's a way to get them to shut up.
No, that's not it. That is. No, it's a dumb thing. They go online and go, I'm a plant dad and mommy. That's what they're going to say?
It's all in fun. They don't actually think that they're babies, but they do care for them. It takes a lot of research and a lot of caring.
There's a cat lady, and here we go. I'm hearing from a cat lady.
I don't have cats.
Yeah, I know, but you pretty much might as well.
I'm allergic.
But don't you feel weird referring to yourself as a plant mommy? Wouldn't you feel a little strange?
I knew it wouldn't take long for Steve to finally get on my train.
I'm just asking the questions, BJ. I mean,
no.
I'm not judging. I just think it sounds
I'm totally judging.
Well, you can. I mean, once again, you could bring this up with my girlfriend, but man, she is.
Does she name them?
Oh yeah, all of them have names. She's had Joe and I help her name some of them when we were drunk. It was great.
What are some of the names of your plants?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I know.
How do you not know the names of your children?
Gosh, okay, well, I'm not a plant daddy. I'm just.
Good job,
you
Daddy.
are. Yeah, I just live in the house.
So what? You just say you're a deadbeat plant dad?
Oh yeah, 100%. I do nothing for those plants.
Yeah,
nothing at all for those.
You
plants.
don't play catch with those plants.
I don't repot the plants. I don't take them to the Mariners game. No.
You do nothing.
I do nothing. I knocked one over
calling
one time.
PPS, Plant Protective Services.
Yeah.
Yeah, she follows a guy whose name is Seattle Plant Daddy, and he gives away free plants on his Instagram all the time. He has like something like 700,000 followers. Yeah,
that was
crazy.
The name of my old weed dealer.
Hey,
the Plant Daddy.
I wonder if he pivoted now that it's legal.
He probably did. Yeah.
Well, Danny, I'm going to have to kick your girlfriend out of my friend list. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Are you going to unfriend her over this?
I'm going to unfriend anybody who's calling themselves a plant parent. I can't do it anymore. I have standards. I just can't. I can't lower them to include anybody that's going to call themselves a plant parent. I mean, you know what? You're an owner of a plant. Good for you. You're an arborist. You're a botanist. Call yourself any one of those things.
Remember that lady that used to work with us? Like, she was definitely a plant mom.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah. Her whole office was just plants. It was so crazy. Like, I felt like you walked into like a rainforest.
She was like an older poison ivy is what she was.
But it's not weird when guys are like, these are my cars, they're my babies. Like, people don't really bat an eye to it, so why are you batting an eye to plants?
I can understand that. Like, it's just a weird term. Like when someone says that they're a plant daddy. Like, it just seems so
They just want to call themselves daddy.
Yeah,
and have people call them daddy.
I think whatever makes them happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think
doesn't affect me. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I can't do it anymore. I had to draw the line. So
is that the line? You've drawn the line on that?
Yeah, they're out. I mean, I have to call the list somehow. So you know what? I'm going to make one of those Facebook posts that say, "Hey, if you can read this, congratulations. You're not an idiot that says you're a plant parent." How about that? No? All right.
Such hatred for the plant parents out there.
Right? Yeah. I don't mind plant owners. If you're a plant owner, I got no problem with that. It's just the term plant mommy. I'm like,
Someone just texted in, Meg, did you see the latest news about the Kraken and Carey Price? I did.
What's this now?
So what I just learned is that they basically have already handed in their team. Like, so they had until 10 a.m. Eastern time, so 7 a.m. our time, to get the NHL their team. And according to some sources, according to Pierre Lebrun, who's a hockey reporter, he says, according to sources, the Kraken did not select Carey Price in the expansion draft.
Okay, so that was so by the time 5 o'clock rolls around, we're going to know everybody on the team. This is what's going to happen.
There are people yelling at him like, dude, spoiler alert. Like, he's just reporting on what for all he knows, he could be wrong. He just has sources. You know what I mean? Like, I think that stuff's interesting. I don't understand why people are mad about it. Like, throughout the day, yeah, you're absolutely right. There will be a good number of people will find out about because they're going to be making signings, and that stuff doesn't typically, no one's good at keeping that secret.
Yeah, if you've got at 10 o'clock, if you're officially done, which, you know, we heard there were people, you know, filming at Pike Place Market yesterday, that they probably were done even before 10 o'clock. They probably pretty much know what their team is and all the choices they made. Probably way before 10 o'clock this morning.
I bet they waited. I bet there was some that they waited to the wire because maybe they're trying to work a deal or like scare that team. I love on social media right now, pretty much every single hockey franchise's social media was like, everybody have a great night tonight, except for the Seattle Kraken.
That was great. Wow. Yeah, well, I tell you this, Steve. I mean, if they're going to do fancy stuff like, you know, throwing fish and then inside the fish reveals who a pick is, they probably have got a lot of cool stuff that they're doing, which means they, of course, have had to have known. And,
or at least have like it whittled down to maybe 3 or 4 guys and like, let's do 3 versions of this. Because that video went out there yesterday. It was like there was video footage of Kevin Weeks from ESPN2 with the Seattle Fish people, and they threw the fish, and then they pulled out of the fish's mouth the name of a certain pick. But the Kraken responded to that video saying, hey, we did 5 takes of that.
Oh, okay. All right.
But then somebody responded to that saying, I was there, and for an hour, I only saw you pull that one name. So it's like, who knows? And who knows if that person's just trolling them?
Well, let's see if that one name is the name.
Oh, I
mean, you got a 1 in 5 chance, if you will, for that to happen. But boy, that would seem awfully coincidental if that is the name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is all very exciting.
Today's going to be a great day.
Yeah. So 5 o'clock. It is live? Is it live at 5?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, all right. So it is live.
I think it goes until about, at least I looked at my DVR, I think it goes till 6:30, so it might be an hour and a half, the whole special. And obviously there's like a bunch of stuff on the NHL Network before and after if you really want to get super nerdy, which of course I will.
Of course.
But yeah, it's at 5 o'clock. It's going to be at Gasworks Park. I think they're starting all the festivities at 3 o'clock there, but then it goes live on TV at 5.
Well, I hope I can make it because, as you know, I'm a plant daddy and I got a lot of kids to take care of.
Well, can you take your plant to plant daycare?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a good plant daddy, okay? You know what I'm saying?
They call plant places nurseries. Now I get why.
Yeah, see? Boom.
Yeah, is that why?
Checkmate.
Boom. Yeah. Is that a checkmate? Yeah, okay. Wow. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Neil Diamond had the late 60s song titled Sweet What? Caroline. Yes.
Wow.
What good times never.
Wow.
So good. So good. So good. Sorry.
I really feel like Neil Diamond was in the room.
Yeah, rolling in his grave. If he had a stroke.
Wow. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.